This is Meltdown Live, presented by MyBookie.ag. Use code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag for double your initial deposit. You sign on to make a deposit, they double it with code NEXTROUND at MyBookie.ag. Bet anything, anytime, anywhere. MyBookie.ag.
Look at you beautiful Meltdonian, being here with us on this Tuesday. I could just pinch your cheeks. I'm so happy that you're here. But I'm not going to do that because that typically gets me some sort of assault charge. I am Tim Melton, and we are thrilled to have you as we broadcast live here as EG gives me all kinds of awful looks. And we're with you live every day, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern, and we'd love your subscription. And hit that little notification bell so you never miss when we go live here on the show. Lots to talk about in the entertainment world here live in the Culver studio, but we begin things with the one and only EG. EG, how are you doing? We had a brand new pennant grace a couple of, just feels like a couple minutes ago.
It wasn't. It was a couple hours ago, dare I say. Time is flying when you're having fun, my friend. It was good. Braves are doing well. Me and Ush are a lot happier. You were behind the glass today. Always fun. We appreciate that.
Well, it was a fun time there, and I'm always scared that it's going to somehow go into wrestling talk between me and Ush, and then all of a sudden the pennant grace has a new flavor. Today it went into poker talk.
It did, which I loved, truthfully.
Yeah. Yeah, Ush was the one who got us started talking about poker, and you get us started talking about poker. Tyler knows this. We don't stop talking about poker. It's just
y'all turn and go all the way down the river, and
there it is,
and then everything's burning.
That is correct.
I don't know.
You know, they always told us one of the fears was we'd be living in a van down by the river, but we literally are.
Yeah.
Always talking about the river.
Always talking about the river.
You got a little bit of a casino game coming up here at the end of the month.
Yeah. Let's talk about it.
A little bit, yeah.
Okay.
Let's get into it because I could go, we could make this a 40-minute conversation. We're not going to.
So I have a wedding that is taking me to Biloxi, Mississippi.
It's exciting.
And
you started saying Mississippi the way I say Mississippi.
I know. I want to see if you catch that. Mississippi.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought, what else is in Biloxi that I know of? Wait a second. Casinos.
Mm-hmm.
When have I ever had an interest in casinos? Never, truthfully, up until about a year and a half ago.
You're welcome.
Thank you. And I am officially taking my talents to Biloxi, and I'm really excited about it. I'm going to play we're discussing this right now, cash versus tournament game. Due to, I have a wedding, I can't, and as you said, I mistakenly enter in a multi-day tournament, and I'm doing incredible.
You don't
I
want
have
to do that.
Decide, do I attend the wedding I'm here for, or do I stick it out the poker table?
I feel strongly you would perform better with your skill set right now with where you're at in a tournament.
I agree with you on that.
However, if you're just looking for a quick hit and run,
I am.
Which we're talking GTA today, so I mean that works perfect. Then the cash game is going to be where you want to go because it's either you're going to do feast or famine, and it's going to be quick.
It's going to be quick, and I think that's what I need time-wise. Yeah. But, I want to get more comfortable playing at the casino. Wherever my work may take me in life, I do feel like sometimes casinos are nearby, and what better way to spend a little time in between games than gambling?
That is correct. That's what everyone says in their testimonials about where things went off the tracks. But we've fully corrupted you. Tyler, we have not put our hooks into you yet, but I'll tell you, we've been eating up tons of great entertainment content that we're being promised. We're being promised 2026 is going to deliver hugely as entertainment junkies. And I kind of want to just jump right into it if you're okay with that.
Yeah.
GTA 6. We saw trailer 2 all morning long. People are like, Tyler, what do you think of GTA 6? And you couldn't respond because we were saving our reaction to make it as genuine as possible. Because we have a philosophy here, and I love it, with the Meltdown of like when we watch a trailer for the first time and we put it out there, we are legitimately watching it for the first time and putting it out there. I feel like a lot of trailer reaction people, like they've seen the trailer and they're...
Or they know what to look for, and it's like, all right, we got to make sure we hit this part of it so we have this in our reaction.
Yeah.
We don't do that.
As genuine as can be. We got a chance to see the trailer. You can watch the video. It's out there on our channel after we get done here with the live stream. Check that out. But we'll give you sort of a emotional Cliff's Notes of where we're at here with GTA 6. This one focuses a lot more on the characters and the world that they live in, more than the vibe of just like wild and crazy stuff always happening here in their version of Florida, which is called, do you remember what it's called? It's like I don't know.
Oh, yeah. You're right. It's like Leonidas.
Leonidas, but it's like Leonida or whatever.
Yeah, something
Anyway,
like that.
I don't know. I'm sure there's some fans here in the chat that can help us out with that. But what was your biggest sort of feeling post-trailer? Are you pumped up, excited for a year from now? Are you counting down the days?
I am. The biggest takeaway I got from this trailer was that where GTA 5 focused a lot on like the bank heist side of things, this seems like it's gonna be a Bonnie and Clyde sort of stick-up crew.
Yeah.
Just this boyfriend and girlfriend, Jason and Lucia, just wrecking havoc through Vice City and maybe working their way up the criminal underworld.
For sure. Really captivating characters here right from the get that you immediately are intrigued by. And I feel like that's part of the secret sauce of GTA that doesn't get mentioned enough is like really interesting main characters that you get to embody. And like everyone knows that there's a cast of characters that are enjoyable, especially in GTA 5. They really sort of...
I mean, you can go back even further. People still reference... people were talking about Big Smoke from San Andreas in the chat the other day, and CJ... Yep. And of course, GTA 5, you've got Michael, Trevor, and Franklin. Yeah. Who can forget the scene between Franklin and Lamar out in front of Franklin's house? All the missions with Chop. Like, come on.
If we were casting Trevor in a GTA 5 movie, Walton Goggins, maybe?
Absolutely.
Okay, you're good.
Absolutely.
With that. Yeah. Walton Goggins has been in the headlines here a lot lately with maybe a feud he had with his co-star on White Lotus. That's a whole different type of story. But GTA 6, the announcement came late last week that they'd be pushing this back to where it wouldn't fall in this calendar year, but instead it would fall there in May of 2026. And, I mean, I don't know about you. The pulse check that I got was a lot of people just sort of like, okay, take your time, do what you got to do. Like we may never play this game. Like we got to hold on even longer now. It's like a survival test. We're all playing in the real life version of Squid Game, but just waiting for the release of GTA 6. Like we're hoping not to fall off one by one, but there's a lot of people that they love this franchise so much and they're so excited for this game that they feel like maybe the only thing keeping them going is to survive long enough to be able to get to the release of this game. And I'm not even exaggerating, really.
I don't think you are.
Yeah.
I'm definitely looking forward to GTA 6 more than like anything else right now.
We just got to make sure we don't both take off the same week. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that would be tough for the Meltdown.
What if we were able to do like an all-night stream with GTA 6?
I forgot. We can kind of work it into our work.
Yeah, we can kind of just make it our job.
I like what you're thinking here. I like what you're cooking up.
Well, we can cook something up.
Yeah. We'll make that work.
We've got until May for this dish to be ready.
You're more of a PlayStation person.
Yes.
I'm more of an Xbox person. This was all supposedly taken off of the PS5. The footage that we saw. I have something in my eye.
Oh, that's the worst
Oh
feeling.
my gosh.
Oh, that's the worst feeling.
Anyway,
hate
I'm
that.
okay. Keep it on me.
That happened to me in the Print Grace today.
Oh.
Was it like a sharp object or like a piece of dust?
Yes, and the box cutter's down
Sharp
here.
object.
So I don't know what it is, but something just hit me in the eye. Maybe it's just I'm getting emotional thinking about GTA 6 and all the years that I've spent playing all these GTA games. I mean, obviously above me from like day one of the Meltdown, day one, show one. There's been a lot of things we've added in here, but the GTA Vice City poster has been prevalent from the get.
Your
And
eyes are watering.
I'm in a lot of pain, but I'm going to fight through it. I'm going to have to just...
Can you describe the pain?
Yeah, I have an very sensitive...
Eyelash?
No, I have a very sensitive eyeball, and something is touching it underneath my eyelid, and that's what's hurting. But anyway, GTA Vice City has been a part of this studio from the get. I have a dear friend who lives in Nashville who watches the show and is always like, hey, the one thing I don't like about your studio is the Vice City poster. And I'm like, dang, man. I mean, he really hates it. He's like, please get rid of it. And that just makes me want to point it out even more. So there it is. That one's for you, Nashvilleian. This is for Meltdown.
I hope there's GTA 6 posters available with the game because GTA 5 had the big map of San Andreas, or not San Andreas, Los Santos. Mm-hmm. And then I think on the other side was the game cover art.
From what you've heard, have you heard the same thing I've heard? That it's basically you're traversing the entire fictional state of Florida? I mean, like...
That is what I've heard.
Y'all can go to 30A.
We could
We could.
run into Russell Brand.
Yeah.
Yep. From what I've heard, it's the entire state of Florida, basically. And then I've heard there's some missions in Liberty City, but we haven't seen it, so we can't say. Just
You may
yet.
start there. Who knows?
We might.
Yeah, maybe one of those things. That's actually would be a great contrast. Like
Well,
you get a
because
little bit.
Yeah, in GTA 5, you start off in North Yankton. It's
Yeah.
like in Canada.
It feels like
and
it's-
then you move down to Los Santos.
Exactly. That opening heist scene takes
Yeah.
place there, yeah. So, yeah, I'm all about it. I'm excited about this. I'm just going to go ahead and throw out there that tomorrow's Meltdown Countdown, I'm going to go ahead and give you 24 hours heads up.
Okay.
It's going to be your 5 favorite GTA games of all time in order. Or 5 favorite. You know what I may do?
Yeah, I don't know if I've played 5.
You know what I may
different
do?
ones.
I may do your 5 favorite GTA characters of all time. I may do that.
That is doable.
Boom. Let's do
Okay,
that.
yeah.
Let's do that.
I'm thinking like, okay, so I've played
all
a
5.
little bit of GTA 4. Played GTA 5. I've played San Andreas. Never played Vice City. And
Yeah.
I've played GTA 3 mobile.
I remember playing GTA 1.
Oh wow.
The cover art was cars on there, and I was obsessed with cars. I was way too young to be playing GTA, but it was a car game. I wanted to play it. My mom worked at the video store, so I had access to just be able to get whatever I wanted, basically.
It's awesome.
It was awesome. It was the best thing ever. It's led me to a life of this. It's why we're in this room. And I decided that I wanted to play this game. It had cars on it. I didn't know what Grand Theft Auto was, right? You don't know what that is as a young tot running around, life of innocence. And then I realized very quickly, like, this game, it's really fun. It's an overhead view, and you're playing with these like little Matchbox cars and stuff. And there's all kinds of horrible things happening. I was splatting people left and right. It was awful.
Wow.
Should not have been playing it, but it formed me into the person that I am today. And so here we are talking about GTA 6 all these years later. And I was telling EG about this, like, you know, Rockstar, their track record is just incredible as a game publisher. And, you know, I could probably just throw out what are your favorite Rockstar games and make that a list, but I think GTA characters is the way to go. Tyler, Rockstar as a game company, it's all about quality with them. It's all about advancing literal game changers in what they do, the detail that they put in. The moments where you're playing and you're like, I did not expect that to be able to happen in a video game. Like, it feels like them as a company, they were like the first ones to sort of break down the walls of what gaming could be. Like true open world gaming.
Mm-hmm.
You felt that they were way ahead of the curve when it comes to all the things you could explore and all the zaniness that could happen. When you look at their company, what is the feeling that you have as a consumer? And why are you so willing to lay down the $100+ to install this game like the rest of the world? Like, put it into words for me.
I keep using the word generational, or the phrase rather, generational game when describing GTA 5. And by that, I mean it's a game that you can realistically get 10 plus years of enjoyment out of. And I'm talking without all the crazy updates to GTA Online, although I do like those. I think Skyrim's another one. All these games that you see re-released that people still talk about, and it's because those games did push the envelope so much and provide this complete experience that, and in a full world that you could just immerse yourself in for hours and days on end. So I think that's what you can come to expect with a Rockstar game. You can definitely expect them to push the envelope, both graphics-wise, like tech-wise, and also story-wise, content-wise. There was the whole GTA, I believe, it was either San Andreas or GTA 3 that had a huge controversy about a, like, modded scene you could do.
Yeah, so that was San Andreas.
San Andreas, okay. So there was that. There was controversy around Bully, which a lot of people want to see remade
Good
because
point.
you're playing a school bully. A lot of controversy around the Manhunt games. A lot of people forget about those. That is just pretty much like you get points finding different ways to kill people in that game.
That's true. Makes it sound like awful people. We're just creators. We like to be creative.
Yes.
It's like the line from Scream, right? These games don't make us killers. It just makes killers a little bit more creative.
Yeah.
I don't think that defends us the way I think it does in my head now that I've said it out loud.
We're not these people, but those people might be inspired to up the ante more than they were already going to do.
Right. We're not making a better case for this.
No, I
anyway.
don't think we are. Manhunt is a wild game, and there's honestly a good reason it was banned. But that's what you can expect with Rockstar games is these crazy open world games where I guess the film version of this would be the mise en scène. Just the universe is so cohesive and so immersive that you want to revisit it over and over again.
It can't be over-exaggerated or overhyped how much especially, let's just look at the singular franchises. When they release a new entry, even in the same franchise, the jump that they make from previous version to the next version, I mean, it's amazing. If you just look at the growth of every one of these Grand Theft Auto games from entry to entry and what more you're able to do. I remember one of the most mind-blowing things I ever experienced in a Grand Theft Auto game, and it's the smallest little detail now. But I remember going from Grand Theft Auto 3 to Grand Theft Auto Vice City, being able to shoot out the tires and then pop and go flat.
Oh, yeah.
Was like this mind-blowing thing. And now we just take it for granted. It's in every GTA game that your tires can go flat. But I just remember how, like, I would just go around and shoot tires and just be like, that is the coolest thing. That attention to detail. That's not the only thing I did in Vice City. There's a lot of horrible things you can get up to. But we're returning to Vice City. I love it as a location. And I love that they're sort of going back to their roots of taking that big jump and going back to this destination. I love the soundtrack vibe of what we're getting here with this rollout. The music has been so important in both trailers we've gotten. And I'm really, really, really hopeful that this thing lives up to the billing because they're taking their sweet time with it for a reason. And you can tell that they want it to be right. And the anticipation. This will be, I think, the biggest media release of all time of anything. Of all time.
It's crazy that you say that because calling something the greatest of anything, it's like, wow, are you sure you're not hyping this up too much? No, you're not. I don't think you're hyping it up enough. This is the greatest thing to ever release. This is the greatest release there ever was. Music, movie, it doesn't matter.
Now, we'll see when we play the game whether or not it ends up being like quality, right? Mm-hmm. But like in terms of biggest hype, money, commercial dollars, there will be no game. It will immediately trump anything that is currently the most sold game of all time. I don't even know what that is.
Probably Minecraft.
But it will trump that. It may take a little bit of time, but especially with its price tag and the fact that everyone's going to want it. And the reason we all got these systems is to play this game.
Yes.
So you're telling me that people who bought these systems are going to be like, what is this Grand Theft Auto? I've never heard of it. No, everyone's going to be playing this thing. If anything, it's going to help prevent crime because there's going to be so many people indoors playing this thing that there's going to be less crime on the streets because everyone will have an incentive to not live a life of crime because in prison they don't get to play as much Grand Theft Auto.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like this will help actually rid us of any crime problems in our country.
This game will feed families.
Yeah,
it will prevent illness. It will improve people's health.
Yeah. This thing's going to cure everything in our society.
Lives.
It really will. And I know that sounds crazy, but I mean, I can make the argument that this thing has positive effects across the board, and the gaming industry desperately needs it. They need a champion. They need a home run. They need a reason for people to get invested in having that controller in their hands and not feeling like everything's just a little microtransaction, all this stuff. There will be plenty of those probably here in Grand Theft Auto. To some extent, there will be add-ons and different packs and different features down the line, but that scene in this latest trailer, when you're in the car, hand on the steering wheel, you're looking up and seeing the jet fly over, that was probably the scene for me of the trailer because it's like, whoa, is it really going to run like this? Is it really going to play like this? Are you really going to be this immersed? I mean, the only thing that could be
now,
the next
this
logical
is a
step.
cinematic rather than gameplay footage,
I get that.
but for a cinematic,
I get it, but I don't know how far off it's going to be. I mean, from what you're going to have in game compared to what we just saw.
well, this was recorded on a PS5. I'm saying this looks a lot like a bunch of stitched together cutscenes. We don't know if the gameplay,
But
if how well that will.
that is, I'm not disagreeing with you. I'm just saying I'm not sure it's going to be that far off.
I don't think it will be, but
Like,
man,
it can't be, because you can't have, like, even in the cinematics that you get in other games, they're very similar to the gameplay. Like, there's not a big jump in quality from one to the other. In a lot of games there are. In Grand Theft Auto, there's not.
Yes, correct.
And so I'm rooting for it's going to be this way the whole time. Is that reasonable? Probably not. But it's pretty amazing if you're able to just. It's maybe one of those things where it's like the Spider-Man games in the sense that, like, sometimes just sitting on top of a building and watching the world around, even though those games, that's not a fair analysis, but like just sometimes sitting on top of a building and watching the world around you can be as enjoyable as playing the game itself. And this may be one of those games.
Yeah, or like if you're just flying a plane around in Los Santos in GTA 5.
Yeah.
It might be like that.
Exactly. I think this is going to be therapeutic for a lot of people. So GTA 6, let us know what you think about it here in the chat, and let us know what you think about it in the comment section, because we're pretty pumped about it. So, yeah, we're all betting big on GTA 6. If it sucks, man, it'd be more disappointing than the last season of Game of Thrones. It'd be more disappointing than the way anything has ever wrapped up or ended. It would be really, really, really sad if this game is not good or it's broken.
Well, to Smuff's point in the chat, this has been my whole mentality with these delays is a delayed game is eventually good. A rushed game is bad forever.
That is correct.
We've seen it time and time again.
Was it Cyberpunk 2077 or whatever? I don't know if that's the right.
2055,
That sounds probably right.
I don't know.
I don't know either. But that game had all this hype around it, and it was obviously a rushed product that when it came out immediately was disbanded by anybody who had held stock in it. So anyway, GTA 6. We could go on and on about it. We will not, because we got a whole year left to wait for it. I'm ready to play it right now. I want to get into the marketing campaign for Thunderbolts. And there's really no need for us to give out spoiler warnings here on the Meltdown, because the MCU's just sort of done all the stuff for us. Yeah.
I don't even know the context, but I know it was crazy.
It was crazy what has happened here. You're absolutely right, EG. And Thunderbolts is no longer referred to as Thunderbolts in canon, I guess. It's now labeled as the new Avengers. That's where we're
no
at.
spoilers on this podcast.
I don't really get
I
that.
know.
People might not have gotten a chance to see it opening weekend.
I got it. But the marketing is everywhere now that this is what it is. And that was their strategy, obviously. Weekend one, we're going to call it Thunderbolts. And then we're going to unveil to the world it's actually called the New Avengers. And if you've seen the movie, you kind of know why they're going with that title. If you haven't seen the movie, like even some of our loyal Meltdonians that have planned on seeing the movie, that's all out there now. It's all out there in the marketing. It's had a little bit of virality to it. Something feels icky about it to me. Do you feel the same way, Tyler?
Absolutely.
What can you put it into context?
So in the lead up to Thunderbolts,
Yeah.
they were calling it just a really good movie. That was the quote they went with in the trailer. It was like, really effing good or something like that. And it was super cringe. And then they called it the most A24 movie that Marvel's ever made. And then they lean into the Martin Scorsese absolute cinema meme. Mm-hmm. And then they delivered this mid-movie. And now they've got to find a new way to rope people in, because the word of mouth is just kind of like, eh. So it's like, okay, fine. It's the new Avengers.
Yeah.
Oh, now you're curious.
What will this do to the box office in week 2? I am in a debate with a buddy about whether or not Thunderbolts / the New Avengers is going to make more money than Sinners in week 2 for Thunderbolts, week 4 now for Sinners.
Just say his name. We all know it's Hunter.
It's not Hunter.
Oh, it's actually not. Okay.
No.
Sorry, Hunter.
It's not Hunter. I will say Hunter's name when I disagree with him passionately. I will say Hunter's name. I have done it a lot. Yesterday I did it like 15 times very slow each time. Hunter. Anyway, Hunter doesn't deserve any sort of flack for this one. But yeah, the marketing on this feels icky to me. It's a solid base hit type of movie, but they're trying to turn it into now what is that? Hey guys, everybody come back to the party. Shop's open. It's just like old times, right? And then you look around, you don't realize, like, you don't really notice anybody at the party, and then you go, oh, hey, Bucky. You continue to look around and like, all these people are new, and this isn't the party that I'm used to, and they're trying to tell us this is the party that we're used to, and people can kind of see through that, right? And that's not saying that this new cast is to blame. No. They're not. That's not saying that the movie just outright sucks. It doesn't. It just...
Yeah, Daniel in the chat says, wow, Tyler hates this movie. I don't hate this movie. I just
hate the MCU.
Yeah, at this point, I'm getting there. Like...
Getting there.
Yeah, no, I'm there. You've
been there.
I hate what the MCU has been doing.
Yeah.
Like, it...
What was, honestly, and I'm being...
Yeah.
I want to know, honestly, what was the last MCU movie you were excited to go see?
Excited to go see.
It was not Deadpool and Wolverine.
No, it was not. Probably No Way Home.
Okay, well, that was a while ago.
Yeah, that was a while ago. But I was very excited to see that. I guess not MCU, but Across the Spider-Verse. I was very excited to go see that. Yeah, a non-Spider-Man related
Pretty soon
project,
you're going to be
though.
like, Robert Pattinson's Batman I was excited for. I'm going to be like, where are we going here? Yeah, I don't know. I'll tell you, if Fantastic Four, if we have the same feeling after Fantastic Four, it's not good for Doomsday.
Oh, man.
We have the same sort of feeling of like, are they just going to keep teasing us with, hey, we're back, baby, and they're not. They're trying to tell us when they're back.
Yes.
Hey, everybody, Marvel's back. And it's like, who's the messenger? It's like, oh, well, it's, Disney and their cronies. It's like, this has to be organic. It has to be an organic, okay, we're back, we're cooking. And we've gotten that a couple times. No Way Home is one of those where it's like, all right, okay.
Yeah.
Deadpool and Wolverine was like one of those, like, euphoric, like, okay, $1 billion movie, highest grossing R-rated film of all time. Like, this thing's obviously a smash success. It's a big love letter to the Fox superhero universe. But it was just a moment in time. And now that moment, even now, after the whole Ryan Reynolds, Blake Lively thing and all that, doesn't even feel as like it's bulletproof as it was.
I haven't rewatched it.
I haven't either. I mean, at home. I've seen it twice in theaters, I think, but I haven't seen it at all at home. Nor do I want to own like a physical copy of it.
Yeah, same here.
It was a viral moment in time, and it was a fun time, it was a good time, but is there anybody debating that Deadpool and Wolverine's a better film than Logan? No. Logan will stand the test of time. Deadpool and Wolverine was a moment in time, and there's a difference there. But anyway, I'm not trying to just throw shade on that movie, but like Brave New World.
And I'm sure if I revisited No Way Home, I might feel the same way because that really felt like a moment in time.
It was.
We're getting all of the OG Spider-Man cast together. We're getting all three Spider-Men together. I genuinely enjoyed the banter between them.
Sure.
And I normally would not in an MCU film.
Every time Marvel does this thing where they bring a bunch of iconic characters back and they get to all kind of hang out, it's like a really great sugary sweet high when it happens. But then the next time you go to eat at Marvel's buffet, you feel a little empty if they don't have that, There's not that return or that wow moment or whatever. And for Thunderbolts, the wow moment is the fact that they are now the new Avengers. And they are telling the world we are now the new Avengers. And here we are. And then we'll see how that all plays out. But something about it just feels empty to me. Something about it doesn't feel like it's really going to do anything to change the conversation and rise above the status that it's already at. So we'll see. Tyler, you take a look at the chat. Let us know what we need to know about. I'm going to let you know about a group of professionals that need to be on your radar, and that is the team over on Grants Mill Road. That is Alabama Dental Associates. Dr. Jeff, Dr. Brian, Dr. Nolan over at Alabama Dental, providing you all sorts of services when it comes to staying on top of your dental health. Maybe you're new in town, need to make sure you have a dentist on standby. This is the team that you want to trust over at Alabama Dental Associates, as you're going to have a great time and feel welcomed when you walk through that glass door at Alabama Dental Associates. You can call to make an appointment now. My dentist can become your dentist at 205-956-8977 or visit alabamadental.com, where they look forward to seeing you. I love their hours of operation. They're open late Monday through Thursday. They have Friday hours. They have Saturday hours. There's really not a reason to put off that trip to the dentist, and you can head on over to alabamadental.com and take a look at them there on the website. All right, Tyler, what you got for us out of the chat?
Landmine Believer loves the Bonnie and Clyde aspect of Jason and Lucia. Real excited about it. Yeah, it looks like a lot of fun. I assume these will be two playable characters as opposed to one of them being the main character and the other being a side character.
Sounds right.
It'll be swappable, like Franklin, Michael, and Trevor is what I'm anticipating. Daniel said he hadn't seen the New Avengers spoiler yet, or he hadn't seen Thunderbolts yet, but saw the New Avengers stuff on Twitter yesterday and says it's a bummer. And yeah, it is. They expected you to see it opening weekend, spoiler free, and that's all the time you had.
Yeah, this was all a planned. We're going to immediately try to get a second kick out of a weekend to where maybe it even rivals our opening weekend with people now knowing the new title. I don't think it's going to work.
No, I hope it backfires tremendously.
If you go on the AMC app and you look to book to this movie, does it say Thunderbolts or does it say the New Avengers? Have you looked at that? I haven't looked yet.
Let's check, because Jason also says, wouldn't it be cool if they released a new cut of the film under the New Avengers title, forcing you back to the theater? Look, I didn't hate the movie.
What would they change, though? I mean, and plus, what would I don't know how they would make that work.
Can they give us actual content?
And the people who hadn't seen Thunderbolts, the new change wouldn't matter to them.
They changed the poster on the app to the New Avengers,
but the title is still Thunderbolts.
Title is still Thunderbolts, but they have it as the New Avengers on the poster.
Oh, okay. So they don't even fully know, or they haven't even fully transitioned over to this new title, even though that's what they're calling. This is sloppy.
Are they saying they're changing titles?
That's what I've heard. Oh. Have you not heard that?
No, I thought they were just promoting it because of the end of the movie, but I also haven't looked much into it. So,
wow. Yeah. No, I thought it was a title change. Yeah. The Independent, new Marvel film, Thunderbolts changes title 1 week after release. Variety, though, reporting Thunderbolts poster gets the New Avengers title.
See, that was my thinking, but
I'm not sure. Slash film, Marvel clarifies whether Thunderbolts is now titled the New Avengers. I'm going to click on the link, and man, I'd have to read this whole article to figure it out. You ever have one of those moments happen where you have to kind of
absolutely.
I don't know. I'll have to look through this. I'll have some time here.
I don't know how with an article title like that, you get 2 pages. It should just be yes or no.
Yeah, unfortunately, I'm reading. The studio has decided that clarity about the movie's title is needed. Despite various marketing stunts that seem to suggest an official title change, Disney has confirmed to Deadline that Thunderbolts has not officially been renamed. The film is still called Thunderbolts. The new retitling marketing campaign has simply focused on revealing what that mysterious asterisk actually means.
Ooh.
Man, this makes it worse, in my opinion.
Yeah, 100%.
This makes it worse.
I wanted to love this movie more because I did think this was one of the few times we've actually seen the MCU take itself seriously somewhat, but I hate the marketing team behind this. From the A24 garbage to the Scorsese meme to this. Like, I've hated every decision they've made.
You've been very consistent in that, and I've really not liked it either, but there's so many people that are like, this is the best marketing campaign I've ever seen for a movie, and I'm like, what are you talking about?
Too.
Have you ever seen Smile? Like, the marketing campaign for that blows this one out of the water, in my opinion.
I mean, I'll take the creator, and I didn't even go see that, but it was cool that they showed up to NFL stadiums in the robot costumes.
Yeah, that's fair. It all really
Kingdom of the Planet of the Apes. I like that one a lot.
A lot of these revolve around baseball, actually, because that's the sport that's going on when a lot of these titles are releasing, and they just happen to have people standing in the crowd that sort of stand out. One person that stands out at a baseball game, that is the EG. You're typically at a Braves game, and I heard a little rumor about you that you EG never trusts me until she trusts me. Here we go. Let me explain. You won a nacho eating contest at a Braves game?
Yes, Tim, I did.
Can you give me, who are you up against? A child?
No, I kid from my high school, Jimmy Jennings, who's now dating my best friend. Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that information.
Yeah.
So this was the guy that you beat at the nacho eating contest, which I'm not trying to be sexist. I'm just.
No, I mean, but by the looks of it,
Yeah.
it may not be expected.
What was your strategy there? Was it just like.
Domination.
Okay.
And just.
I don't think people fully can wrap their head around just how competitive of a person you are.
No, until it's too late, usually.
Yes. That's not a threat. It's a promise. Okay. Well. So was it even close, or did you?
No, I mean it was close, but it was nachos, and it was the barbecue nachos, my favorite fifth inning meal. So I mean it was awesome.
How long did you know that you had to prepare for this event?
It was just on the spot.
On the spot. So
Yeah.
this was no like you could have already potentially had them play to these
of
nachos
course.
beforehand.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Okay. Well, congratulations to you
Thank
on
you.
that.
I should put that on my resume.
Did you win a prize or anything? Like a T-shirt or something?
Probably T-shirt of some sort.
Okay. Sounds like it was life-changing.
Yeah.
Well, I know what I've won for every single thing I've ever done before.
Really?
I can go back and tell you every single prize I've ever won for anything. Yeah.
Interesting.
I was at Six Flags. I got a little leather Tasmanian devil. It was like a pleather Tasmanian devil that I won for, shooting the basketball into the hoop there at Six Flags.
I like that game.
Yeah.
That was fun to do.
Tyler, are you the type that when you compete and you win something, you remember that thing forever?
I don't know, some stuff.
Okay.
I remember the feeling more so than the object.
Like I remember getting second place at nationals in soccer, but I don't remember every prize I've won at Six Flags. I remember some of them though.
That sounds really impressive, by the way. Second place in nationals in soccer.
3v3. I had a team in the summer, and me and my friends were really good one year, and went to Disney World and played in a tournament. Got second place.
That's awesome. So, obviously, you were in the championship game, getting second place. Was it close? That championship game? Do you remember it?
We lost by 2, which sounds like more. It's not as bad as losing by 2 in full field soccer, because on 3v3 the fields are 40 yards long by 30 yards wide.
Yeah.
So
you're just constantly
it's
having
small-sided games. These games can be 8 to 7 and just higher scoring games.
A lot of shots.
A lot of shots. Constant shots. You're constantly on defense, constantly sprinting at that too.
Well, that sounds like a awesome time there, especially on the campus of Disney, where Tyler would then eventually grow up to hate the. I just burped. What was that? Please don't. Please, can we cut that? Something happened to me right there. I had a out of body experience.
I enjoyed that trip to Disney.
Oh, that was awful. At least I wasn't on camera.
That was funny.
EG.
Yes, Tim.
Man, that just hit me like a hurricane. Let's talk about your Meltdown Countdown today.
Okay.
I, first of all, would like to excuse myself. Secondly, I would like to get into my theory behind the Meltdown Countdown.
Okay.
Which is, everybody's scared of burping now on air. Felt like I had drank fizzy lifting drink.
Fizzy lifting drink.
It's a Willy Wonka reference.
Oh.
Movie came out in the 60s.
Okay.
You'll bump your head on the ceiling with that.
There we go. You don't see a ton of movies. Let's be real about this.
I don't.
You love popcorn. You don't see a ton of movies.
No.
So I'm curious from someone who doesn't see a ton of movies, about 177 less than Tyler in a given year.
Yeah.
Would you say that at the theater? I want to know which actors you hear are in a project where you sort of perk up and are like,
Okay.
oh, okay. Like
Okay.
this one I may go see.
Yeah. No.
So-
Glenn Powell, Tom Cruise.
Okay.
No.
Oh, okay. All right.
I am blown away by that. I actually thought that both of those would be contenders on the list here. So I want to hear your rationale. You have a list of 5 for us, and I want you to start off with number 5, unless you have any honorable mentions.
I have no honorable mentions, unfortunately.
Okay.
Number 5, Miles Teller.
Great choice there.
That is a good choice.
Okay, couple things. Whiplash. If you have not seen Whiplash, which is what I feel like I had after I burped, a little bit of Whiplash. That movie holds up so incredibly well.
Oh, yeah.
And now La La Land is directed by the same person who directed Whiplash, Damien Chazelle. And I do believe his next product will be big. I think it'll be big time, a return to form. Babylon was not well received. But if someone was to tell me Whiplash is a better film than La La Land being my my favorite movie of all time, I wouldn't find that to be a very disagreeable argument if they want to make the case that Whiplash is the better film, because they're both fantastic.
I definitely prefer that one.
Whiplash is so good and really goes to show creative strangleholds of, like, you know, maybe you have this dream, you have this passion to do this thing, but there's always going to be someone that has to give you the green light to advance. And Whiplash is like a perfect example of how you can have all the right intentions, you can have all the talent in the world, but sometimes things maybe just don't go as planned because you have a strong personality in your way. Whiplash is a great reminder of that. Miles Teller, also in your favorite movie of all time, one of your 2 favorite movies of all time, Top Gun Maverick. I really like Miles Teller in War Dogs.
War Dogs is a great movie.
Very underrated movie. It's Scorsese light.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it definitely feels like that's kind of what we get from Todd Phillips in a lot of his movies is Scorsese light. And War Dogs is one of those movies that feels like it's a part of the Scorsese catalog. But Miles Teller, very interesting actor who's going to be in the Michael Jackson movie.
Oh, really?
That is going to be what seems like now split into 2 films based on some major post-production issues with the story and everything. So Miles Teller, strong start to the list there at number 5. Where are we going for number 4?
I don't think y'all are going to like number 4, but I would be sat in a movie theater if Ed Westwick was in a film.
Ed Westwick.
Chuck Bass, Gossip Girl.
Okay. I can't nearly go as deep
I know.
on this one as I did with Miles Teller.
He has been in, y'all can look it up, or Tyler, you got it.
Let's see. He was in Snatch. I've seen Snatch. He was in Children of Men. We talked about that one here on the channel. That's a
Retro trailer
retro
reaction.
trailer movie we did. And that's all I've seen from his catalog. He's best known for Chuck Bass as Gossip Girl. Vincent Swan in the TV series White Gold. Never seen that. He's also in a movie called Dark Game, Romeo and Juliet, Deep Fear, Enemy Lines, 100 Feet, Billionaire Ransom.
You know,
S. Darko.
from the UK,
Yeah.
if he's announced as the new Bond by any chance, you're all in, right?
Oh my gosh. I would be thrilled.
Okay. Would that
thrilled.
work based on the way that you know his work? That would
Loves
work?
women and
Oh.
drinking.
Okay. Well, there
Yeah.
we go. That's what you got to have
Yeah.
to be a proper
he,
Bond.
He played a billionaire on Gossip Girl.
Oh,
So always in a suit. It would actually be a pretty seamless transition.
there we go. You heard it here first.
Ed
EG is
Westwick.
nominating him for Bond. Let's move on now to number 3 on 5 actors that immediately make you go, okay, what? Tell me more about what this person is in.
Okay, this is another one. Chase Crawford. Okay,
Going
yep,
back to the Google
go back to
machine.
Google.
Chase Crawford. Sounds like somebody everyone went to school with.
Another Gossip Girl star. Actually, best friends with Miles Teller.
Oh, this is the Deep.
Oh, yeah. He's in The Boys. Yeah, I know who he is.
I just know him as the Deep.
Yeah.
Chase Crawford, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. You know
Yeah.
what? In order to continue to be a big fan of Chase Crawford, I would argue that, e.g., you never need to watch The Boys.
Okay.
Because
Yeah, he's an awful guy in The Boys.
Well, he's not great in Gossip Girl at times.
it's a pretty rough, weird character there that
Yeah.
he plays.
Apparently he was at the launch party for Mario Kart Wii in 2008. I don't know. That's on his Wikipedia, but that's cool.
If you had to guess, e.g., what state would you say he was born in?
Chase Crawford, what state he was born in?
Yep.
That's a great question. I mean, I know that he's
1985.
1985.
Worked in an Abercrombie and
California.
Fitch store in high school.
California.
Texas.
Really?
He was born in Lubbock, Texas.
He does wear a lot of cowboy hats. So he's best friends with Miles Teller and his wife Kylie.
And apparently Tony Romo is his brother-in-law.
So he worked at Abercrombie. He
Modeled for Hollister.
modeled for Hollister. His brother-in-law is Tony Romo. This guy's really had it rough
I know,
throughout
right?
his life.
He really had it rough.
You know?
Poor guy.
I mean, I feel sorry for him. I think we should start a GoFundMe.
Yeah.
Okay.
Number 2,
Let's move on to number 2.
Bradley Cooper.
Great answer.
Yeah.
Love Brad.
Love Bradley Cooper.
Don't need to go to the Google machine for this one.
Yeah. Have you seen who he's dating?
So I have, is it Gigi Hamid or what's her name?
Hadid?
So close.
Hadid.
Gigi Hadid.
Oh, okay.
I just breezed over it a little bit, but I screwed that up pretty bad. She's a musician, right?
No.
Model.
Yes.
Gosh, I'm always right the 2nd
You're
time.
so close.
I feel another burp coming on. Bradley Cooper's one of my favorite working actors today.
He's so good. It's Stars Born. Oh,
Stars Born, which is up on our big board.
where is it?
It's up on the top right.
Oh, yep.
Love that movie.
in The Hangover.
Obviously, in The Hangover also has been on the board.
Um,
Well, how many other Bradley Cooper
Is he
movies
in
do we
War
have up here?
Dogs?
He is in War
He
Dogs.
is in War Dogs.
And he's really comes in for that heat check, and he's great.
Mm-hmm.
Bradley Cooper likes to come into movies unexpectedly and steal the scenes. I mean, he loves
Wedding
that.
Crashers.
Wedding Crashers? There was a movie called Licorice Pizza
Oh, okay.
where he comes in for just a couple of scenes, but he absolutely is the best part of that movie. And he plays Barbara Streisand's husband or boyfriend. I think boyfriend. And he's fantastic in Licorice Pizza.
And everybody loves Rocket.
Everybody loves Rocket from Guardians of the Galaxy. I just recently rewatched Limitless, which I think is a movie that has not aged well. It's very...
Was that the, like, you're only using 10% of your brain movie? Yeah.
What if you could take a drug that makes you use all of it? 200x your brain. And it's not that the premise is bad. I really feel another burp coming on. I'm terrified now. I'm just like, I've never randomly burped on air before, and I've done it now. I've broken the seal,
Yeah.
and there's nothing else I can do to get that moment back. It's just happened.
Okay.
Maestro was a miss
Huge miss.
for Bradley Cooper. He had all this momentum off of A Star is Born. What's he going to direct next? What's he going to star in next? What's going to be this big thing?
He, like, trained and studied on how to actually conduct an orchestra, so that way when he does that scene, it's actually him conducting.
First time he did it, he said it sucked.
And all anybody could talk about after that movie's release was his big fake nose.
That is correct.
Yikes.
He thought that movie was going to propel him to an Academy Award, and it did not. And he's had to kind of recoil now and figure out what's next. I'm not 100% sure what is next for Bradley Cooper. That's one thing I would have to Google. Like, do you know
Dating
what's...
Gigi Hadid, apparently.
Obviously. But
Happy
professionally,
Yeah.
I don't know what's next for him. Big Philadelphia Eagles fan?
Yes. Him and his son, I'm assuming? No, I think it was just one of the kids that won the prize called the Eagles out Super Bowl. Remember that?
That sounds right. I don't think he has kids.
Yeah, I don't know who that kid was then that he was holding.
I don't know. I don't think he has kids. I know he's in commercials with his mom all the time.
Interesting.
But Bradley Cooper, very strong actor. And you heard a little bit of Tid which is a slight spoiler for Superman if you want to just go in completely blind and you haven't heard it before, because he hasn't been in any of the marketing, but, you know, there's a chance he's playing.
He is Jor-El.
Jor-El, yeah.
Yeah. The next confirmed thing that he will be directing is called Is This Thing On? And it will star both Bradley Cooper and Will Arnett. And it is described as a dark comedy, and the plot details are being kept under wraps.
I'm all about it. Those two have a tremendous chemistry. I listened to Bradley Cooper on Will Arnett's podcast, and I thought they were great. So another solid choice.
Thank you.
That was number 2.
Number 2.
Where are we going for number 1? Because I would have guessed for sure Tom Cruise or Glenn Powell would have been on this list.
Matthew McConaughey.
That was one I thought had a chance to make the list, but I didn't know was your number 1. Tell me more.
I like him genuinely in everything. Like, he has a range to me that he was like rom-com. I love those. But then The Gentleman. I talk about that movie a lot. I love The Gentleman. Great movie. And what's that other one? He has so many. And I also like his book too. So, yeah.
Do you have a favorite Matthew McConaughey performance, Tyler?
Oh, gosh. Everybody loves Wolf of Wall Street. You know, the...
Yep.
Yeah, everybody loves that. But one that I was late to, about 10 years late to, but watched recently, True Detective Season 1. That is the greatest television I've ever seen.
It's very strong.
It's so good, and Matthew McConaughey is fantastic as sort of the... almost the Morgan Freeman cop, if we're like relating it to Seven.
Yeah.
Just a cop that's seen too much and has a very bad outlook on the world and humanity itself.
Yeah, that's a strong comparison. I love the movie Frailty. I've brought up a lot this movie that I really think is a underrated horror gem, and would recommend people check out Frailty, directed by and starring Bill Paxton. He's in there, but Matthew McConaughey's in there. Powers Booth is in that movie, and it's really, really good.
Like Interstellar?
What a cool name. Powers Booth.
Powers Booth, also known for his role in Sin City 2, A Dame to Kill For.
Awful movie.
A Dame to Kill For, where he loses a poker game
Oh, yikes.
and murders his own son, who he's playing against. His son beats him, and he can't handle it, so he murders him. So anyway, pretty rough. Anyway, you had asked a question right there.
She mentioned
About
Interstellar.
I like
Yeah.
Interstellar.
So the scene where he's rewatching his kids grow up over time, anytime that gets recommended to me on YouTube, it's hard for me not to click play on that, because it's so emotional and the music is so perfect. And when the tapes stop and he doesn't have more, and it just sort of abruptly, like, that's all he gets.
Awful.
I mean, it rips you apart. I mean, it's really, really well done. So I hate to end on such a low note there, but Matthew
That's
McConaughey,
okay.
he did a lot of rom-coms over his
Did.
career. Didn't want to get pigeonholed in that. Then broke through and did a bunch of other stuff like Dallas
Awesome.
Buyers Club,
Yeah.
and won an Oscar for that. So his speech at the Oscars was really great about always being asked who his hero is. And he would always say it's like, it's him, but 10 years in the future.
Yeah.
And like, he'd always look up to his future version
Have you
of himself.
read his book?
I am about 40% through with his
Okay.
book. I have not been able to read as much as I would like lately. But Green Lights is a fantastic book, which I was gifted and have read through 40%. And whenever I start reading it, I can't put it down. And there's a lot of people who need to talk to me, and I figure out that I'm like stiff arming them and being like,
Yeah.
I have to read this book. But I love to read on beach vacations. And I'm going on a beach vacation. I'm going to read a lot.
Yes.
I have a couple books that I'm excited about. I was gifted as well a biography on Johnny Carson, who is one of my broadcast
Interesting.
sort of like the most interesting
Muses?
man in broadcast history, I think, is Johnny Carson. Hosted The Tonight Show for so many decades and was really the biggest star in the country. And not a lot of people talk about Johnny Carson today, but he had a huge impact because the format has not held up. But he was such a strong figure in the media world. And there was something else I was going to say to you. There was only one person I told you could not put on this list. Do you remember who it was?
Joe Burrow.
Joe Burrow. But I thought for sure you would be able to reverse Uno me.
He was at the Met Gala last night.
You could have gone with Macaulay Culkin.
I could have been like, it's twin.
Macaulay Culkin in the Joe Burrow story. Could have worked.
Yeah, I did not love the outfit, but,
Do you think Macaulay Culkin and Joe Burrow actually look alike?
they definitely favor each other.
They do.
Yeah, but Macaulay I can never say his name. Culkin does not give the same effect. The ladies. Besides Brenda Song, apparently.
Yeah. Macaulay Culkin's for the guys. Joe Burrow's for the ladies.
Girls. Yeah.
But they're both the same person.
I think
Amen.
everyone just looks at Macaulay Culkin now with just like, they see him and they just have a big sigh of relief. Like, whew,
Yeah.
he's all right.
This child star may make something of themselves. Yeah.
Yeah.
We haven't had the best track record.
Yeah. Like
This
there
one may
was,
pull
there
through.
was, for a while, it kind of looked like it was going to go real badly. But, Brenda Song seems to be really good for him.
Yep. That is definitely the case.
They are all about each other.
That is definitely the case. And Macaulay Culkin, a huge wrestling fan. Huge
Good for
wrestling
him.
fanatic. Always at the wrestling shows.
And Brenda Song, a huge NBA fan.
There you go. There you go. It's good to be fans of stuff. We appreciate all those that are fans of not only pop culture, but of the Meltdown. We have so much content for you to enjoy, an entire library here, including trailer reactions, the latest GTA trailer reaction out today. We have a couple movie trailer reactions that we did yesterday, the latest from Spike Lee, the latest horror movie that just can't be explained in the trailer. I don't know what's going on in that Together trailer, but whew, that thing is going to be tense. I'm not prepared emotionally for that movie.
I might make, I'm going to make a bold prediction. I'm going to do it. Together will be this year's The Substance in terms of just being a weird graphic horror movie that everyone is talking about and people that aren't even into horror end up hearing about and maybe checking out.
Okay, so I've made a bold prediction previously that Weapons is going to become this year's Long Legs. I love Together becoming this year's The Substance. I love that. But in order for that to really happen, it also has to be nominated for the Best Picture.
Yeah, that's true. Wow, yeah. I
also
made
has
some
to get
very bold predictions.
It also has to get at least one Best Actor or Best Actress nominee. So yeah, that's going to be really uphill for you. I think I'm safe with mine. No, but
oh man,
you're calling it. So that is a bold prediction for sure. All right, Mikey Madison ends up winning another award over this movie somehow with whatever
I'd be
performance.
okay with that.
Yeah, I think it would work out. That's going to do it for us here on the Meltdown. Make sure you visit MyBookie.ag. MyBookie.ag. Proud to be with those guys there, where you can build up your bankroll, bet on anything, anywhere, anytime. They're at MyBookie.ag. Use that promo code next round. They're at MyBookie. It's going to do it for us, EG. Wonderful list. Really appreciate
Thank
it.
you.
Tyler, you will have a Meltdown countdown for us tomorrow of your 5 favorite GTA characters of all time throughout the entire series. These can be side characters, main characters. I'm expecting to go down a rabbit hole with you on these characters that you bring to us here in the Culver studio. We appreciate all those joining us in the live chat and those watching on the replay. You can check out our podcast anywhere you download podcasts. We are there for you, and we will see you again very soon right here on the Meltdown, 2 o'clock Central, 3 o'clock Eastern.